Me, 28M, MBA from Wharton, specialized in operational efficiency in legacy systems. Spent 3 years at a top-tier management consultancy firm in NYC. My specialty? Trimming the fat, literally and metaphorically. I look at a business, and I don't see people. I see data points, bottlenecks, and bleeding margins. I see inefficiency disguised as tradition. Get headhunted by a private equity firm, Apex Capital. They just acquired a portfolio of historic high-end restaurants. My assignment? L'Eternal, a legendary French bistro in the West Village, 80 years old. 3 Michelin stars held for 2 decades. The place is an institution, but the financials are a horror show. Food costs are 45%. Labor is astronomical. They are barely breaking even despite $500 tasting menus. My mandate, from the managing partner Brad. Brad is 45, gets Botox, drinks cold-pressed charcoal juice, lives for ROI. Fix it, Tanner, he tells me. It's a museum, not a business. Monetize the legacy. Cut the waste. Consider it done, Brad. I'm going to turn this dinosaur into a Ferrari. I am ready to disrupt the culinary world. Day 1. Walk into L'Eternal at 8 a.m. The smell hits me first. Brown butter, roasting bones, stale wine, and faint bleach. The kitchen is a dungeon. No windows, cramped aisles, hissing gas lines. It feels archaic, dangerous, unoptimized. I walk to the center of the kitchen. There are 12 people prepping in silence. The only sound is the rhythmic chop 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 of knives and the bubbling of massive stock pots. In the back, by the pass, stands the obstacle. Chef Jean-Pierre, 62M, known as the Minotaur, massive barrel chest, apron stained with decades of grease, forearms like tree trunks covered in burn scars. He's been the executive chef here since 1995. He is stirring a copper pot the size of a bathtub with a wooden spoon that looks like an oar. He doesn't look up when I enter. I clear my throat. Chef Jean-Pierre? I ask, extending a hand. I'm Tanner, the new director of operations from Apex. He keeps stirring. Slowly, deliberately. A young commis chef freezes, looking terrified. Jean-Pierre finally stops. He turns his head slowly. His eyes are black beads of pure contempt. He looks at my hand, then at my face, then back to the pot. The veal stock needs skimming, he grunts to the air. A sous chef rushes over and starts skimming the scum off the top. Interaction over. No handshake, no welcome, just a dismissal. He thinks he is a god in this kitchen. He thinks he is untouchable because he can roast a duck. I smirk internally. He has no idea what is coming. He is a relic, and I am the meteor. Week 1 is purely observational. I set up my laptop on a prep table in the corner, which they hated. I start logging everything. The waste is staggering. I watch a line cook trim a tenderloin. He cuts off nearly 20% of the meat to make it a perfect cylinder. He throws the trimmings into a bin for staff meal. I calculate the cost per ounce. That is $40 of Wagyu beef going to feed the dishwasher. I type furiously. Inefficiency 1. Excessive trim waste. Solution. Use trimmings for tartare or meatballs. I watch the sauce station. Jean-Pierre insists on making the demi-glace from scratch. They roast veal bones, then simmer them for 72 hours. 72 hours of gas. 72 hours of monitoring by a chef paid $35 an hour. The reduction ratio is insane. 50 gallons of water becomes 2 gallons of sauce. I do the math. That sauce costs us $18 per ounce to produce. I check the Cisco catalog. I can buy high-grade beef reduction concentrate for 40 cents per ounce. The customer won't know the difference. It's salt and umami. Inefficiency 2. Archaic production methods. Solution. Switch to industrial bases. I map out the hierarchy. Jean-Pierre is the sun. Everyone orbits him. His word is absolute law. A waiter comes in with a special request. Table 4 is gluten-free and allergic to alliums. Jean-Pierre grabs the ticket. He stares at it. Tell them to eat somewhere else, he growls. But chef, they're VIPs. This is a French restaurant, Jean-Pierre bellows, voice shaking the pans on the rack. Butter, flour, garlic, shallots. That is the soul of the food. If they cannot eat the soul, They are dead to me. Get out. The waiter runs away. I note this down. Inefficiency 3. Hostile customer service. Refusal to accommodate market trends. Revenue loss. This man is actively preventing the business from scaling. He prioritizes integrity over solvency. Month 2. I launch Project Modernization. Step 1. The menu. I call a meeting in the private dining room. Jean-Pierre enters, smelling like garlic and resentment. I project my PowerPoint onto the wall. Okay, team, I say, clapping my hands. We need to talk about the menu mix. Currently, our dishes are too complex, too labor-intensive. I change the slide to a pie chart. The cassoulet de Toulouse takes 3 days to prep. The margin is 12%. We need to pivot. I've analyzed the current dining trends in Manhattan. Small plates, shareable concepts, high-margin items, truffle fries, burrata towers, Wagyu sliders. Jean-Pierre stands up. His face is purple. Fries? He whispers. You want me to serve fries? Truffle fries, I correct him, with synthetic truffle oil. The margin is 800%. Jean-Pierre spits on the floor. Actually spits. On the antique hardwood. I cook history, he says, voice trembling with rage. I cook culture. You want me to cook fast food for tourists? I want you to cook profit, I snap back. Apex didn't buy a charity. Then fire me, he challenges. He knows I can't. Not yet. The critics love him. The reservation list is 6 months long because of him. Sit down, Jean-Pierre, I say calmly. We are going to compromise. We will keep the cassoulet, but we are cutting the prep time. I've ordered pressure cookers, and we are switching the duck confit to a prepackaged supplier. Jean-Pierre looks at me like I just murdered his child. No, he says. It's not a request. I say. No, he repeats. He walks out. The war has begun. I decide to undermine his infrastructure. I go after his supply chain. Jean-Pierre buys produce from a specific farm in the Hudson Valley. He pays 3x market rate for heirloom carrots. They arrive covered in dirt. A prep cook spends 2 hours just washing carrots. I cancel the contract. I sign a deal with a broadline distributor, U.S. Foods. Pre-washed, pre-peeled carrots in vacuum bags. Consistent, cheap, efficient. The next delivery day, Jean-Pierre opens a bag of the new carrots. They are bright orange, uniform, and smell like chlorine. He holds one up. What is this plastic dick? He asks. It's a carrot, Jean-Pierre. It saves us $400 a week in labor. He throws the bag against the wall. It bursts. Orange cylinders scatter everywhere. Make soup with it, he barks to the sous chef. Do not serve it whole. Hide the shame. He is adapting, but he is angry. I need to break his spirit. I need to prove that his way is obsolete. I implement the kitchen display system, KDS. No more paper tickets. No more shouting orders. Screens at every station. Timers that turn red if an order takes longer than 12 minutes. Digital efficiency. I install the screens overnight. Next service. Chaos. The chefs are used to Jean-Pierre's voice calling the cadence. Fire 2 lamb. Pick up 1 bass. It was a dance. Now they are staring at screens. Wiping greasy fingers on aprons to tap the touch screens. Bump the order. Bump it, I yell from the sidelines. Jean-Pierre stands at the pass, arms crossed. He refuses to look at the expo screen. He keeps shouting orders from memory. Ordering table 12, 2 bisque, 1 foie. The cooks are confused. Chef, the screen says table 12 wants the salad, not the bisque. The screen is a liar, Jean-Pierre roars. The waiter told me bisque. The food starts dying in the window. Timing is off. Fish is cold. Lamb is overcooked. I step in. Jean-Pierre, stop shouting. Use the system. He turns to me. He is holding a carving knife. This system, he points the knife at the monitor, has no rhythm. Cooking is music. This is data entry. It's accountability, I say. It is shit, he says. He slams his hand on the pass. I am the computer. He taps his temple. It is all in here. Not anymore, I say. I go to Brad. I show him the data. Ticket times are up because of resistance to change. Jean-Pierre is a bottleneck. We need to dilute his power. I want to hire a creative director. Someone young, someone viral. Brad agrees. Enter Tyler. 24M, culinary artist, 500K followers on TikTok, specializes in molecular deconstruction. Doesn't know how to roast a chicken, but can make a sphere of olive oil that explodes in your mouth. Has neck tattoos of whisk and a knife. I introduce Tyler to the kitchen. Team, this is Tyler. He's here to help us innovate. Jean-Pierre looks at Tyler's skinny jeans and unbuttoned chef coat. Can you peel a potato, boy? Jean-Pierre asks. I prefer to use potato starch to create edible paper, Tyler says, smirking. Jean-Pierre stares at him for a full 10 seconds. Get out of my way, Jean-Pierre says, brushing past him. Tyler is installed in the corner. I give him a budget for liquid nitrogen, xanthan gum, and gold leaf. His job is to create the viral dish, something that will get us on the Explore page. Tyler creates the Fog of Paris. It's a single scallop served on a rock, covered in a glass dome filled with rosemary smoke. When the waiter lifts the dome, the smoke billows out. Cost to make? $4. Menu price? $48. It's genius. Jean-Pierre refuses to touch it. I will not serve food that requires a magic trick to be edible, he says. Tyler will plate it. I say, you just cook the scallop. The scallop is overcooked if it sits under a dome of hot smoke, Jean-Pierre argues. The customers don't care, Jean-Pierre. They are filming it. They aren't tasting it. He looks at me with genuine pity. You have no soul, he whispers. I have equity, I reply. The climax approaches. The Apex Gala, a buyout of the entire restaurant for the firm's investors, 100 high-net-worth individuals. The menu has to be perfect, but not Jean-Pierre's perfect, my perfect. I design the menu with Tyler. Course 1, deconstructed Caesar salad foam. Course 2, sous vide short rib, pre-cooked in bags, just seared, with carrot gel. Course 3, nitrogen frozen chocolate sphere. Efficient, scalable, impressive visuals. I present the menu to Jean-Pierre 3 days before the event. He reads it. He laughs. A dry, rasping sound. I will not cook this, he says. This is baby food. Foam? Gel? Bags? It is an insult to the animals. You will cook it, or you are in breach of contract, I tell him. Then I breach, he says. I will serve the Côte de Boeuf. I will serve the turbo with beurre blanc. Real food. No, I say. The investors want modern. They want innovation. They want good food, he shouts. Jean-Pierre, this is the end of the line. Get on board or get out. He looks around the kitchen. His crew is watching. The sous chefs, the commis, the dishwasher, they are his family. I do not cook garbage, he says quietly. Fine, I say. I feel the adrenaline. This is the moment. You're fired. The kitchen goes silent. The vents seem to hum louder. Pack your knives, I say. Tyler is taking over as executive chef effectively immediately. Jean-Pierre nods slowly. He doesn't yell. He doesn't fight. He walks to his station. He opens his leather knife roll. He packs his Japanese steel. He packs his tasting spoons. He takes his heavy copper pot off the hook. That stays, I say. Company property. He looks at me. I bought this in Lyon in 1982, he says. He walks out with the pot under his arm. He stops at the door. He looks at his team. Au revoir, he says. Then he looks at me. The stock needs salt, he says, and he leaves. I turn to the room. Everyone is stunned. Okay, I clap my hands. New era. Tyler, you're up. Let's prep the foam. Tyler looks pale. Yeah. Let's go, Tyler says, voice cracking. The sous chefs look at each other. The lead sous, Marcus, steps forward. He takes off his apron. I'm out, he says. He walks out. The pastry chef takes off her hat. Me too, one by one. The entire core team, the veterans, the ones who know how to work the ancient ovens, they leave. I am left with Tyler, 2 junior prep cooks who started last week, and the dishwasher. Panic rises in my chest, but I squash it. Fine. I yell at their backs. We don't need you. We have systems. We have recipes. Tyler, call the temp agency. Get me 5 line cooks for tomorrow. High hourly rate. I don't care. We can do this. It's just heating up bags and making foam. It's manufacturing. We have the SOPs. The Galanite. The temp cooks arrive. They are mercenaries. They don't know the menu. They don't know the kitchen. Tyler is running around like a headless chicken. Where is the xanthan gum? Where is the immersion blender? The investors arrive. Suits. Rolexes. Hungry. Brad is there. Showtime, Tanner. He winks. Service starts. Disaster instantly. The Caesar foam collapses. It looks like spit on a plate. The temp cooks don't know how to plate it. It's coming out too slow. The first course takes 45 minutes to clear. The investors are grumbling. Course 2, the short ribs. The temp cook set the water bath temperature wrong. They are cold in the middle. And the carrot gel didn't set. It's a watery orange puddle. Plates come back to the kitchen untouched. It's raw. A waiter screams. Refire. Tyler screeches. He tries to sear them in a pan. He burns them. The kitchen fills with black smoke. The ventilation system is old. Jean-Pierre knew how to feather the fans. We don't. The smoke alarms go off. Sirens wail. Sprinklers? No, thank God. But the dining room is hazy. Brad bursts into the kitchen. What the fuck is happening? He screams. Teething problems, I yell back, whisking a bowl of sauce that has split. Fix it. Tyler is crying in the walk-in cooler. I drag him out. Finish the service, I command. We skip the main course. We go straight to dessert. The chocolate spheres. They are supposed to melt when hot caramel is poured over them. The caramel is too cold. It just bounces off the sphere. The investors are smashing the chocolate with spoons like they are mining for coal. It is a humiliation, a total collapse. The next day, the reviews are brutal. Laternal tragedy, a historic meltdown, the worst meal in New York. Brad calls me into his office. You're done, Tanner. Brad, wait. It was the staff sabotage. It was the legacy infrastructure. You fired the soul of the restaurant and replaced it with a TikTok kid. Brad says coldly, get out. I am escorted out of the building. L'Eternal closes a week later. Asset liquidation. The brand is toxic. 6 months later. I am working as a shift manager at a Sweetgreen. Operational efficiency involves making sure the kale isn't wilted. I'm on my break, scrolling Instagram. I see a post from Eater NY. Best new restaurant of the year, Le Chaudron. I click the link. It's a tiny place in Brooklyn, 20 seats, no reservations, cash only. The photo shows the kitchen. It's open, and there he is. Jean-Pierre, smiling, actually smiling. He's stirring a massive pot. Next to him are Marcus and the pastry chef. The caption reads, Chef Jean-Pierre returns to his roots. No gimmicks, no foams, just the best cassoulet in the world. 4-hour wait times. I look at the comments. The king is back. Worth the wait. Real food. A customer walks up to the counter. Excuse me, you forgot my dressing, she says. I look at her. The dressing is mixed in. I say robotically. It's the most efficient distribution of flavor. Well, I can't taste it, she says. I sigh. I walk to the back. I grab a plastic container of dressing. I hand it to her. Enjoy, I say. I look back at the photo of Jean-Pierre on my phone. He looks happy. He looks free. He doesn't have an MBA. He doesn't have a KDS screen. He just has a pot and a spoon. And he won. I go back to counting kale leaves. The inventory must be accurate.